You're watching Experience Comic Culture and Sales. Streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
2, 1.
Hey, happy Monday.
Am I to understand that we have like perennial barbecue champion Kyle as our producer?
We do. Jay is on vacation. So we have barbecue man, Kyle, manning the show.
I just got into the biggest competition we've ever gotten into. I found out during the last show. We have been invited to compete at the World Food Championships in Dallas, Houston? It's in Texas this year.
I was trying to remember where it was this year.
Yeah, it's in Texas this year. Biggest comp we've ever been invited to.
I went to the one in Vegas a few years ago as a guest, not as like a competitor. And I got to tell you, you're going to have a blast, man. No matter how you finish, you're going to have a blast.
We got in as a special guest of Famous Dave of Famous Dave's. They're doing
the chain.
Yeah, they're doing competitions at every Famous Dave's, and we won the local. So now we get to go to the World Food Championship as his guest.
Congratulations, man. That's a cool way to start the show.
Yeah.
That's a cool way to have like Kyle back as our producer after.
Famous Dave's is okay. I have no problem with Famous Dave's, but it changed.
I don't blame Famous Dave's for leaving South Jersey because there's no business here.
Yeah.
Jersey is not a barbecue place. There's like a few guys in the backyard.
But it's I don't know.
And then there's the breweries. Like Famous Dave's like a company, so they have a profit and loss they have to show, right?
Yeah.
I went over to Famous Dave's. It was fine.
It was hopping for a little while.
Yeah,
it was. And like all restaurants, eventually they just die.
That's kind of the way I felt.
People get tired of it, whatever. So, but really, the important news that we need to ask today, Robbie, were you nominated for Best Hair, or that has not come out yet?
It hasn't happened yet. The nominations get announced on August 25th.
So, for some reason,
is this the Comic Community Awards, Robbie?
Yes, it is.
All right,
I got a fresh cut ready.
Well, we may be competing against each other for Best Beard.
Really?
Well, I know I was nominated for Best Beard,
right?
This is one of the problems. Best beard, best hair, and best hands are all one category together.
That's what I thought. Which is the hands one's a little weird. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think so too. That should definitely be a separate category, unless someone's got exceptionally hairy
hair, beard. I get it. Hands, come on.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite.
I have been nominated for it by multiple people, but the final nominations, like they're going to get together and they're going to be like, these are the 5 that are nominated for each category. That gets announced on the 25th.
Lefty Blues calls it the quaff of Comic-Con.
I actually have to say that has to be the bet. They should rename it.
Holy cow.
Okay, CJ, that's next year. They're going to have that category because Robbie has made it a thing now. Okay, so not enough time this year, CJ, to get that in there. But next year, I will do a write-in myself.
Oh, my God.
Best sniffer. Now,
everybody needs to sniff their comics more. I'm going to tell you that. There's some good smelling comics out there for sure.
You know what? I'll freely admit if I read something really old, especially like a black and white Warren mag, I'll enjoy the smell.
Wow, we have totally gone off the rails, and it's early. Okay?
No, but it's the truth though. We talk about it. You open a comic, and it's part of the experience. And I'm not bashing anybody who reads digital books, but that's something that the digital crowd misses out on.
Yeah,
everything smells like that.
There's this new book, right? For instance, from Marvel, this Doctor Strange Fall Sunrise Treasury Edition. This is the best smelling comic in years. This thing smells so good. I'm telling y'all, you see this in the shop, smell it.
You think Doctor Strange is like a Drakkar guy or a Polo guy or
I don't know. Have you both been drinking and nobody called me? Nobody invited me? Is this what's happening right here? Okay.
In all fairness, I love doing the show. You know, I love y'all. If I was drinking at 2 or 3 in the afternoon,
I wouldn't be here
at 6. I'll tell you
Me
that
neither.
right now.
Me neither. I got to admit.
I'll freely admit it, man. It would be an empty seat.
So, all right. So this adds another layer. So now Robbie and Kyle are actually in competition for the same category.
Oh, it's gonna be like an experienced Civil War.
Kind of.
I don't know. I just know Bronze recommended me for Beard, so he didn't win it again. He's trying to avoid the dynasty.
Nobody's got a comment on that. Oh, they're frozen. That's what's going on. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, I heard part of it, but it's whatever. I can't even go on a Rex rant about it. Can't. But
I tell you what, if I get the nomination for best hair and all the other stuff, but best hair in particular, I'm going to campaign so hard for that. Y'all don't even know. I'm going to wear a shirt that says like vote for me for best hair.
Phone on.
Oh man.
You want to?
Well, they sort this out, Robbie. Do you just want to talk to me?
Yeah, it's everybody's favorite bit of the show when they have some internet issues.
Yeah, no, he's not. I think it would be funny if he was holding that pose, but.
Are you guys back?
Oh Lord. I guess. I don't know.
I want to say yes, but
it was very 80s hip hop there for a minute.
It was.
Yeah.
It had a rhythm.
Max
to
Headroom.
it. I liked it.
My Max Headroom impression.
It's why I signed up for Night Flight. It's like $39 a year, and it's everything from the 80s, including Max Headroom pop-ups all the time.
So, Stevie B brings up a good point, okay? We're talking about ribs and going to a barbecue contest, and we don't talk about smelling that, but we do talk about Robbie smelling other people and smellable comics. Just saying.
And even new comics. I like some new comics smell really well.
Or new comics. That's not really the point I was trying to make, but okay, we'll go with that. New comics. Steve Vendetta figure drawing. Thank you. I appreciate that figure drawing. I work on it every day. Man, I'm telling you. So,
Jay, you know what, Jay? That's why he was getting ready to bust another rant, and I'm like, dude, chill. I'm begging you to chill, man.
Jay, I think we've passed that point. We are past the point of no return, okay? Me and Comcast at
this
war.
point, by Wednesday, people will be holding up a Viewmaster to see the show.
That's what that last one felt like, was like a Viewmaster, is what it, honestly.
Yeah, get the one that lights up. I'm just saying.
Get the one that I know, right? Hey, I'll be the first to admit it. 1970s technology. The Viewmaster was it, man. I know people look at it now and laugh, but like you're a little kid in the 70s, you just find a sunny window. You're in outer space. You're in the jungle. You're in the forest.
I can't believe it.
I loved them even back when I was a kid in the 80s because, we didn't have a massive VHS collection. Not every movie was available. Relive some of your favorite movies and stuff with the Viewmaster. Yeah, it was so fun.
All right, so
what are we doing first? You want to?
Well, we are still running the slab giveaway, as Kyle's got that up there. #EXP2K, all uppercase. So we'll do that drawing towards the end. Figure drawing, Rex, is your router buried in a basement?
It's like 28.8. I mean, do they make them any faster?
I tell you, and our IT guy had them put it in commercial router. Every place I've worked at had Comcast through the years has had a problem.
My Apple IIc is powerful. What are you talking about? Oh my God.
Oh, the one you used to hook up to your TV. I remember. Oh man. So who knows? They just hate me. I don't know. But LT, what's up, man? All right. So tonight we have got some Silver Age, some silver, Bronze Age X-Men, and then let's see. We have last week's incentives and a couple of sketch covers and signed books as well. So you know what, Kyle, let's get the Slab
Viewmaster. I'm all about it.
That's a good one, low hit. All right. We will start with the Dynamite 10-pack, obviously, as always. Dynamite 10-pack reader set, 10 random Dynamite comics, $3.99 cover price or higher. And as always, we have it for $5.50 a copy. Can't go wrong there. All right. So you know what? We're going to start with Tales of Suspense, Silver Age. All right, so here we go. So first up, we've got Tales of Suspense number 68 from 1965. In case you're wondering what he's doing, I'll explain in a second. It is a 4.5, and we've got this one for $25. Okay. So John's been dying to say this.
What? Oh, the drawing thing? Oh my God.
So the pressure is on Robbie now because his cover sketch has still not been completed, that he did promise the viewers that he would do. Now we know Amy's done a sketch.
Where's Amy?
John,
she not work here anymore?
No, Amy's here.
Oh, is she? I didn't see her. And I was
Did you just like, blow right back by her first day back from vacay? Okay, so now John has done one. Would you like to hold your
no. The true story is we were talking about with Alex and Mariano about the reason I've never worked in comics is because I can't write or draw. I literally have no creative talent. So what are you going to hire now? So Mariano said, "Oh, please, I could have you drawing in 2 minutes," which I laughed. And so he made me draw an egg, and I said, "Well, I can cook an egg, but I can't." And so this is where we're at. So I'm pretty sure Robbie's under no. Robbie's not sweating my art skill.
I didn't hear anything you just said, John, but I like the.
You're already way ahead of.
Thank you. So I was just messing around with it, and it was funny. All this does is give me. I already have massive respect for creative people like artists. This just reinforces why. Comcast was doing me favors because it should have just been, like they used to do the big blue dot and blur stuff out. Kyle should have just hit the blur button so you didn't see the terrible. Exactly, right? It was funny. I'm drawing this, and I'm going back from memory, and I'm like, I'm doing like the Three Stooges.
He didn't have hair before. You must have just added that,
when Mariano sits here, he creates art in minutes, and when Ken sits here, he creates art in minutes. And it took me like 9 minutes to figure out how to do hair, and I'm like, I think the career in comics ship has sailed.
Yeah, you might want to work on that a little bit.
I'm happy to just give some money, man, so someone else can do this.
All right. Thank you, Easy Go Lucky. No comment on John's work.
That's a perfect example. Amy's Catwoman was great, and then
All right, next up we have Tales of Suspense number 69 from 1965.
Nice.
It is a 5.5, and we've got this one for 40.
I used to love when they would do these split covers like this. There would just be like the little panel on the bottom.
All right. All right, so next up we have...
Didn't we just have Titanium Man last week too?
Did we?
I'm wondering.
No, we didn't.
I thought we had Titanium Man.
We had something with Titanium Man last week.
Yeah,
I was going to say it seems like they used him a lot back in the day, right? Like more than I realized.
Yeah.
Well, Titanium was the hot thing back then. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? You're absolutely right. It was the NASA medal or whatever.
All right. So it definitely wasn't this issue. I think it would have been a later one, maybe. I don't know.
It might have been a later one. I saw Titanium Man, and I'm like, how many times do you see Titanium Man in comics? It's not like it's very much a yesteryear character.
Yeah, you rarely see him anymore.
All right. Next up, we have Tales of Suspense number 70 from 1965. This one is a 4.0. And we've got this one for 20.
These are some great covers. Absolutely great covers. Dynamic. One of the things about Marvel comic covers from the 60s and the 70s in particular, unlike some of the DC stuff of the era, the colors still pop on those Marvel books. They are so nice.
Oh, man. Covers like that are like, there's Amy. I'm so happy I saw Amy.
Hi, John.
Hi.
How are you?
I walked in. I guess I just didn't notice you. And my first reaction was
right by you.
Still not here? She was probably away from her desk fixing some crisis or something. But
I'm cleaning up the mess that was left over the past week. Good Lord.
I told Rex to be careful, but he said, I don't care.
I never said that. You liar.
Play back the tape.
Yeah, here's the sign of life. Hi, Robbie. How are you?
Hi, Amy. How are you?
Oh, so thankfully, Amy's back, everybody.
We got a delay.
Hello, everybody.
Did you have a good vacation?
All right. It's been a long couple weeks. A lot of stuff happened.
Oh, okay. I wasn't prying. I was just like,
It's okay. It's okay.
Thank you for your trying. I appreciate it.
Make sure you hit the thumbs up. What else am I missing? Oh, fill out your forms, because for some reason you guys still don't do that. And come on.
I tried real hard.
Oh, and Amy, Amy,
Trying.
did you hear, Amy, that July 2023 was the largest domestic box office, the second largest of all time?
I did hear that. That makes me happy.
Pretty cool. Yeah, me too.
You, sir, are next.
Rex still argued about it, though, on Friday.
I hate to break it, it ain't the great savior you think it is, bro. I'm just saying.
His new gimmick is going to be $1 billion bills instead of Robbie bills. Trust me. If I call a Billy, you know for sure.
So yeah, no, look, you missed the Friday conversation. You would have loved it because
I
Robbie was all over that.
This was Mariano saying, "I could teach
You're
you
good,
in
Amy.
2 minutes."
You're good.
Okay.
He's way behind you, obviously. Way behind.
You guys give me way too much credit.
No, look.
Or we just think his work is really, really bad. You can look at it two ways.
Thankfully, when I held it up to the camera, Comcast helped me out and sort of cut the feed briefly. Either that, or if it was Kyle cutting the feed. Thank you, Kyle.
The guy who's messing with
I
me
don't know
even
who
said, "Oh my
gets
God, get that off the screen,
I don't know
man!
who
Stop
gets the
their
thanks
internet.
there, but thank you.
Seize it." Oh, too funny. So, welcome back, Amy. We're happy you're back.
Thank you guys. I need to get back into a.
She's probably not
Helping
happy.
team.
I mean, she was on vacation. She's probably not happy to be back. People are always like, "I'm happy you're back," and the person who's coming back is like, "Yeah." They're thinking of all the fun they had elsewhere in the mountains, down the shore, on vacation.
Oh my God. All right. Next up, what do we got? All right. Tales of Suspense, number 71 from 1965. This one's a nice one. This one is an 8.0.
Oh.
So this one is in really nice shape. And we've got this one for $80.
Is that Titanium Man again?
It's more Titanium Man.
Apparently, during that era, they like to use him a lot.
And who knew Titanium was emerald green?
Huh. They were all like, what's the opposite of iron? Titanium.
I know, right? That's what I was trying to think of. Like, I've been in museums and seen samples of titanium, like in glass. None of them are that green color, by the way.
All right. Next up, we've got Tales of Suspense, number 72.
I don't know if I've seen a book this old, this good. Like, I've seen a version of this in this good condition.
This one's another nice one. This one is an 8.5. Tales of Suspense, number 72 from 1965. And we've got this one for $90.
The Sleeper Shall Awake.
What's going on, Geek Mark?
Hey, Geek Mark. Yeah, Marcus, exactly, Marcus. Titanium is not green.
You know, it's so crazy sometimes to think about these books, especially with the Captain America stuff. They got all the Nazi stuff and the World War II references. In 1965, they're like as far away or near as far as away from World War II as we are from like 9/11 now. That like blows my mind kind of putting that together.
These books are maybe, 63, 4, 5, 6, depending on which collection we're doing. World War II ended at 45. Most people were home by 46. You know, they literally, like you said,
a long time ago, yeah.
9/11 was 22 years ago. It's like pretty much the same thing. That's a lot of people, especially oldsters. I see them saying it on my apps. I keep thinking the 80s was 20 years ago. And I'm like, no, I got bad news. The 80s was 40 years ago. You're just old.
God have mercy. We are old. All right. Next up, we have another high grade one. Tales of Suspense, number 73 from 1965. And this one we have is a 7.5.
Black Knight. Oh.
And we have the one for 90.
Bucket helmet, Black Knight.
Yeah, Buckethead Black Knight, the villainous version, right?
Yeah, this is the villain version. I like this.
And it looks like his horse is coated in titanium.
I was going to say, now the horse is like, wait a minute, what?
His titanium horse, the titanium horse.
Oh man.
So Stevie B has an interesting point.
I don't recall any DC titles in the 60s where two characters shared the book in separate stories and had their names on the cover.
Did they do that?
I'm I'm trying to think of the two names on the cover. I mean, obviously you had the Brave and the Bold and stuff like that, but World's Finest. But I'm trying to think of maybe like one of the House of Mystery type books or something.
Right.
Yeah, maybe some horror comic, but they didn't really have major characters, right? So
just off the top of my head, I'm going to think of some kind of House of Mystery horror comic where maybe a Spectre is in it too, or something along those lines.
Oh, that's interesting. Preston, that's right.
Oh, Green Lantern. Now,
Yeah.
I don't think they had separate stories. I think they were like World's Finest.
now you did have a lot of stuff. I don't know if it's from this particular era, but you had a lot of stuff in the past of DC where it would be like Flash comics, but it wasn't just Jay Garrick. Like,
Exactly.
there, and so many other characters and stuff. There'd be like 8 stories, in one.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying though. This is literally like a book where both two characters, essentially, it's about Miss Jen's here. Probably about 14, 15 pages each.
Right.
I'm trying to think of how this would work out. Maybe there would be about the same.
There'd be like 10 pages, I think, right? Like 8 to 10, something like that.
Yeah.
10, 11, 12, who knows?
All right. Next up, we have Tales of Suspense number 74. It is an 8.5, and we've got this one for 90.
Did Alex do like a national treasure? Did he like break into a comics museum to get
No,
these?
this is from the one deal we had earlier.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say
Yeah.
these books are in really good shape.
Yeah,
for
these are very high.
you know what I mean. These are great. These are nice quality books. Like I have these books at home, and they are nowhere near as nice as this.
These are really nice.
CJ's mentioning something interesting where he's like, Marvel could only put out 8 books a month until 68. There was something going on, right? Where like DC kind of was the distributor as well.
Yeah.
And they were limiting what Marvel was able to do or something like that, right?
Yeah, national publications or whatever. There was some sort of.
Which gave them obviously an unfair
Imagine
advantage.
that they got skunked and they had the advantage of only 8 books, and DC was people are like, oh, DC publishes so many books. I'm like, take a look at the 60s and 70s and see how many books DC published.
Yeah, I mean, but a lot of things happened.
Collecting you just said it. They use National as their distributor.
Yeah, a lot of things have changed. I mean, Marvel had its real time in the gutter as well.
People working in comics at that time worked in sanitation.
Y'all remember when Marvel tried to do their own distribution, right? Was that like they took over Heroes or something like that, right? Heroes distribution back in the 90s, and that was just a flop, which led to the Diamond Monopoly, which has been busted up for sure.
I was going to say that one's gone now. We've kind of lived. A lot of us watching the show have lived long enough to see like the rise and fall of Diamond. I guess somebody will probably do that as a podcast or something.
Yeah,
at some point.
CJ says that in '68 it kind of exploded. Yeah, Markets, capital city in Madison, Wisconsin. I remember cleanest place I ever been in.
Really?
Yeah, it was amazingly clean. Streets, everything.
The only part of Wisconsin I've been in is university. I went for like a friend's, like it was like a football game or something. Right. They drove out there, and it was a blast. But I was like, it's the only part I've ever seen is where the university is. And
hey, one collection down. What's going on, man? All right. So then next up, we've got Tales of Suspense number 75 from 1966. This one is a 5.0. And we've got it for 100 tonight.
The Fury of the Freak.
So I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. So is Iron Man throwing this woman at this dude? Is that what's going on?
I'm just going to say that. Is Tony Stark like, take her, I'm done, and he just chucks one of his, like, because Tony Stark had a different girlfriend like every issue, right? That he just, and I'm wondering if this is where they got the idea for, because I'm looking at this character, I'm wondering if this is where they got the idea for the stretchy character in Squadron Supreme, I guess.
Yeah. I got
you know what I mean? Because I'm
a low hit titanium dress.
Titanium dress, nice. She's Titanium Woman, even less known than Titanium Man. Yeah, because look at the cops. They're just like, dude, you threw a woman at a supervillain. What are you doing?
I mean, it looks like, he may be trying to catch her or something, but it looks like he's straight up like throwing it. That might be Pepper Potts, but he looks
Marcus
like.
Just said it too. She must have hit him in the shoulder because he looks like he has a rotator cuff injury.
Oh my God.
It's like Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon. He's got his dislocated shoulder. He's got to go and like fix it himself.
No wonder he lost.
Mill Skills, John Spilios, Tom Bishop. What's up, guys?
Oh my God.
All right.
What? This is the first Batrock comic? Is that what he just said?
Where? Who?
Somebody in the chat just said.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
First Batrock cover, but which is weird because Batrock isn't on the cover, but.
First cameo of Peggy Carter.
Wow, I mean we're kind of goofing on this.
The first appearance of Batroc the Leaper is it's number 75. Tales of Suspense 75. Yeah. Wow.
Nice.
Tim Lincecum. All right, next.
How much is this one?
This one is 100. It is a 5.0.
Well, I mean, these are pretty old at this point.
All right, so Dwayne DePayne says, Robbie, you were nominated for something.
Well, they've shared the list of people who were nominated for something. It's a giant list of a bunch of great comic book YouTubers, many of them friends of mine. But the official final nominees are now.
Got it. All right. Now I think I sort of understand.
I made something to help Robbie with his campaign for best hair.
Nice.
Oh, I can't wait to see this.
Oh,
nice. I like it. You got to send that to me, man. Come on.
I did.
That is now the show's official logo.
He's got skills. If the barbecue thing falls through, he'll be able
right.
That Tales of Suspense 75 is actually very important. First Batroc, first cameo of Peggy, first Sharon. That's awesome, actually.
Yeah, that is big.
And all we were talking about was like, it looks like Iron Man's throwing this woman at this.
That's what I was going to say. That's what happens when I get here 8 minutes before the show. I don't have time to read all the notes.
All right. So, you know what? We got to go to our first break. So, we're going to do that. Stay with us. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
There's a bunch of stuff here. So, hang out, everybody.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you. You just finished the last episode of your favorite news show and you just have to talk about it. But all your friends are ghosting you because of that incident last week at the buffet. Oh, you know the one. What you did to that chowder. Ugh. Keeps me up at night. So what do? Join writer Dan Wickline as he breaks down all your favorite pop culture media. Whether it's a review of the latest nerdy TV show or a dive back into the history of your favorite comic characters, Dan's ready to discuss all the hottest topics live. Join the conversation as Dan live streams Tuesday through Thursday at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. The Dan Wickline Show on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
Hey, we're back. All right, so let's finish out the silvers. All right, so next up we have Tales of Suspense number 82 from 1966.
Oh wow,
It is an 8.5.
Super Dad Toys.
And we've got the one for 85.
Man, that whole background is made of titanium.
Right? Dynamite thinks they're the first with the metal covers, but no. We found titanium covers from the 60s.
Man. I remember when Neil Adams' company came out with Tyvek covers.
Tyvek.
Yeah.
You know who has almost everything from Continuity Comics?
You do?
I do. And
that was tough.
I was super lucky one day. I got him to sign, I'd probably stack about this big. And he saw them and I said, he said, which one do you want me to sign? I was like, well, in a perfect world, you'd sign them all. But he's like, all right, give them to me. He's like, until I start getting busy, because they were still setting up.
Right.
And he's like, and I think of the stack, he signed about 2/3 of them.
Wow.
So as I was bagging the board and put my stuff away, somebody was like, how did you get these signed? And I was like, just in the right place at the right time. Left my cup of coffee on this thing. Like I had a coffee that wasn't open, so the creamers on it yet. Neil's like, leave the cup. And so I put it down and I'm thinking to myself, he's going to sign a book and all it cost me was a cup of coffee. And then I realized I didn't notice how many he signed. He must have signed like 40 of them.
Wow.
And I was just, I guess because it was his company, he was, trying to be nice. He's like, wow, you literally have everything. I'm like, yeah, I went and found everything. Tyvek covers and blah, blah, blah. And he had said the Tyvek covers were just, he felt they were like too soon. He was, because this is probably 2012, 2013. I'm talking to him at a con. He said he thought the Tyvek covers were too soon. People weren't ready for them. He said, we love them because they couldn't bend or whatever. I mean, you really had to take the sharp knife to these.
No, Tyvek you can only cut.
Yeah,
and that's why they use it as wrapping around your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, for people who don't know, Tyvek is like a building material.
Yeah.
But they got the idea to do these covers.
It's commonly used to wrap the house before the siding goes on.
Yeah.
But it is impossible to tear. You have to actually cut it. So,
do you want to? We got some new people in here. You want to run through the giveaway real quick, Rex, for everybody?
Oh yes,
the new people. Yeah.
All right. So we are still giving a slab away, and on this show, which we've been doing all week to celebrate 2,000 subscribers. I think we're actually up to 2,100. So all you got to do, and you only need to enter it once, #EXP2K all uppercase, and we will do the drawing sometimes towards the very end of the show. All right. Okay, so let's finish out Tales of Suspense, and then I think it might be time for Rex Cat. All right, so the next up, we got Tales of Suspense, number 83 from 1966. All right, let's see. It is a 4.5, so this one's not quite as good as the other ones. And we've got this one for 20.
That looks like Gene Colan right there, y'all.
That's what I was going to say. He had this way of doing almost like the way he inked like the armor.
Right.
That's super distinctive.
It's weird. What's really interesting about Gene Colan is he's got a very loose style with his pencil. Like he does a lot of shading and a lot of the side of the pencil stuff. And it's so cool to see his stuff, especially when it's inked by different people.
Yeah.
The approach is crazy. There's something I saw one time. I don't remember where I saw this. Maybe it was in one of those how to draw comics or how to do this or whatever. But it was like an image. I think it was Dracula by Gene Colan and a bunch of different inkers doing their approach. That was one of the first times I realized that the inker is very important back in those days.
Right. As a fan, you realize you're like, wait, why does this look different? And then 2 and 2.
I'm going to do everybody's favorite thing. I think we have 39 people watching, but only 27 likes. So if we get to 40 likes, we'll give away a Spider-Man incentive 1 in 25 by Lee Garbett.
Cool.
You're just trying to make me pull my hair out and throw it at you, aren't you, Nick?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
So what are we?
If we get
just trying to tilt the awards in Robbie's favor because I won't have best hair because I won't have any left.
I won't have any left. We'll just the beard.
Well, no, you have the beard, Kyle. You're good. All right, so it's ASM number what now, please?
Here.
Very good. Thank you.
Lee Garbett cover. All we got, look at Marcus for the win. Nah, I had Anthony Winard on Friday. First time we ever had Anthony Winard on the experience. So every joke has been about the win since then.
Have you had your dinner, sir?
I have.
Okay.
I have.
So
you won't believe what I had.
Chicken sandwich.
So Kyle, do we need another hashtag or can we use the
same one? Same one.
Same hashtag, and if Nick doesn't go eat his food, I'm gonna rig it so I win that cover.
Fair enough. It's yours, buddy.
Of course, I don't know how to do that. I'll have to figure that out. But still,
Stromboli, pepperoni stromboli.
All right. All right.
Never mind, Nick. Send me one of those, and we'll call it.
Yeah. Right. All right. So next up, we got Tales of Suspense number 87. It is from 1967. This is a nice one. This one is an 8.0, and we have it for 40.
Oh, the Nita has an interesting question. The Earth's core. I was so disappointed when I got to like 4th or 5th grade, and I found out that there was nothing under the Earth. Because a whole bunch of my comic book and sci-fi stuff that I loved was like, under the Earth or whatever.
Like Mole Man.
And the science teacher ruined it for me. Like, no, man. It's different levels of rock and then magma. And I'm like, wait, that's it? No dinosaurs? No, nothing.
What's really crazy is this particular issue was so far ahead of its time. At the end, when they get to the Earth's core to see the crisis, there's Golden Age Superman, there's Superboy Prime, there's the corpse of Barry Allen. It's really weird.
Oh, my God, that's funny. There's a guy on Facebook who does crazy mashups like that. I think his name is Roberto Coltro. And he just does his stuff for, like he doesn't. And you see all these weird things where, like the Crisis cover, but instead of holding Supergirl in his arms, Superman is holding like Captain Marvel in his arms. Just like these wild mashups. Apparently, they don't care about copyrights and stuff if you don't sell anything. If you're just posting fan art, nobody cares.
All right.
Oh, Zanita had a question, though, about Spider-Man's... The current Spider-Man run is getting hate. I think the problem is it happens with the X-Men, and I'm sure it's happened. People get burned out because there's endless Spider-Verse and Spider-Man stuff, and they're retelling 5 different clone sagas. People love Spider-Man. But I think if people can get MCU movie fatigue and people can get Bat fatigue, I heard that a lot of people didn't really enjoy the Robert Pattinson Batman because of Bat fatigue. If we're going to accept those things as real in the genre, right, then I'm going to probably say, without having read everything that is in this current run of Spider-Man, I think it's just people get fatigued. You know what I mean? When you jump from one Spider-Verse, Venom-verse clone thing to another, I think you sort of have to, you know what I mean? Give people a chance to catch their breath and maybe just tell some stories.
Well, I've read every issue of the new Spider-Man run, and a lot of my followers on my channel love it because whenever I get a new issue of Spider-Man, they don't even know I might like it or I might really not. And I've been on record ranting about it. It's an inconsistent book is what it is. It's like it has arcs that are like pretty solid. And then it's got stuff that's not so good, like the death of Miss Marvel, which just felt shoehorned in and not actually part of a story. And it's just been kind of all over the place. And I hate the way they're coloring John Romita Jr. They're like coloring some of the ink lines. And I don't know. I don't necessarily like that. I love Romita Jr.
I'm not going to hammer an inker or a colorist. I'm just going to say I don't think it's the best approach on JR Jr.'s work. And, at our age, we've kind of watched JR Jr. grow up as an artist. I mean, dating all the way back to like New Universe type stuff. You've seen this guy draw for decades. Yeah. I'm just going to say, without hammering any specific creator, this isn't the best approach to take with his work.
See, because him and Scott Hanna. I think Scott's doing the inking, right? I love Romita and Hanna together. Like I prefer somebody like Jansen or Williamson, obviously, but it's not Williamson's not going to happen. But the coloring, like they're doing like this molding thing, right? Where they're like trying to make his stuff look 3-dimensional. And I'm like, you can't do that with John Romita Jr. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's not the case. There are probably artists you could do that with. Or it would be more successful at least. I like I said, one of the questions I get all the time is if you could put a character on a creator on a book. Mine is always I would put J.R. Jr. on the Spirit.
Oh.
Like that's the, you know what I mean? That's the kind of book I'd like to see. Like,
could you imagine Romita Jr. and Klaus Janson on a Spirit book? That would be so good. Oh my goodness.
Like, we sit around our gaming table a lot and we sort of like fantasy publish, as we call it, just things you want to say. And for me, for a while now, I'm like, I really want to see the Spirit, and I really want to see like J.R. Jr. and Jansen.
I wonder who has the Spirit. Is it? I guess it's still DC that has the rights to publish Spirit comics? I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, I remember the last time I saw the Spirit that I can remember. It was a Spirit Rocketeer IDW thing.
Okay. Because the last thing I remember is like when DC did their first wave stuff, if you remember that, where they were doing Doc Savage and they did the Spirit. Yeah, that was cool stuff, actually. That was really good stuff.
So
Triple B, no shot, buddy.
So that's what I would like to, that's what I would like to see if we're fantasy publishing or whatever, or fantasy editing. That's what I'd like to see. I think you would get those scenes where Denny Colt is, those real on the street scenes, or even if you get one of those deals where, Denny Colt, the Spirit, is riding up the side of a building on a motorcycle. I think about what Romita and Jansen could do that. And I was like, that's about my best pull there. I can't think of anything better than that for me.
All right. So to finish up, we got two more Tales of Suspense left. Tales of Suspense number 88 from 1967. This one's a really nice one, 8.5. And we've got the one for 65.
Oh, that's the original Power Man, right? It's Swordsman in the original Power Man before when Luke Cage was Hero for Hire.
Right.
Power Man was this kind of nondescript, big, strong dude in a red suit.
All right. Then finally, we have Tales of Suspense number 89 from 1967. This one's an 8.0, and we've got this one for 50.
You think they did an issue where Luke Cage just knocked this guy out and said, "And I'm taking your name too"?
Wasn't there an issue where they fought each other? I feel like there was.
There might have been. I don't know, but if I was...
Hey, Neil. All right, so... All right, you know what? We have some X-Men Bronze, and then we will do a full recap, Bronze and Silver.
I love how we're sitting here. We're all like, who has the rights to the Spirit? And then Kyle's letting us know, well, Dynamite, like a few years ago, did a Spirit. If only we knew somebody at Dynamite, we can ask that.
Well, Paul Mason this year.
Hey, Paul, what's going on, man?
Someone called the publisher. Because I need to know if you've had the Spirit, why haven't I gotten anything?
Why don't you call the publisher?
Well, other than the Spirit and Green Hornet. But
why don't you call them in here? All right. So finish up. We got a few X-Men Bronzes. All right. We have X-Men number 67.
Neil, the $6 Million Man and Bionic Man stuff was great. It was some of my favorite.
All right. Tom Bishop. Gotcha, buddy.
That might be the most orange I can remember Juggernaut being. Like,
dude, and he's wearing no pants.
He's got no pants. I realize he's the Juggernaut, so he can wear whatever he wants because, you get bounced like a Super Bowl.
Yeah, you going to tell him?
But, dude, no pants?
He must be down in Alabama or something, man. It's like we had a heat index of 107 today, man. He must be down here.
In the cruise. Okay, that's what I thought. We're good.
All right. So first up, X-Men number 67 from 1970. It is a 6.5, and we've got this one for 75. All right.
Yeah, Neil, one of the things I loved was $6 Million Man season, I think it was 6 it was. And they just kind of kept on from the series. And it was very, very cool.
All right. X-Men number 68 from 1971. It is a 7.0. And we've got this one for 50.
The origin of who? I can't see that.
The Beast.
Yeah, the origin of the Beast.
Yeah, this is the reprint era that we're
the reprint era.
Yeah.
All right. Then we have X-Men number 71 from 1971. It is 7.0, and we've got the one for 40.
What's cool is that even though they were reprints, they had different covers. Like they would retweak the covers, or they would recolor them, or they would have other people come in and do a new cover or something like that, right?
Me too, Paul Maitland. You see that? He wants a mashup with the Rocketeer, Shadow, and the Phantom set around the New York World Fair.
That'd be cool.
Run outside and get your employer. Because I found an artist to do the book.
Dude, you make more demands than I do.
I do make more. You know what? After giving me King Kong, I kind of made a promise to myself I wasn't going to bother Nick with anything else this year.
Oh, that lasted a few weeks.
Now, King Kong, you know what? If you guys haven't started reading King Kong yet, go get it. This King Kong thing is so good.
Speaking of making demands, can you hold the rest of the X-Men's up to the camera? I didn't get images after 69.
How
many do we have? We'll just do one at a time.
79, 82, and 87.
We'll just do one at a time. So what's up next? Yeah, sure, Kyle. We got it. What?
79.
Well, can you show him 71?
All right.
71?
71.
Oh my God! There's actually, I love this. There is a $sign on the money bag for this cover. Trying to think of a good way to hold. Unfortunately, with the cover, there's a little bit of a glare.
All right.
It's that nice Mylar bag is what it is, bro.
I was going to say it's that nice Mylar bag, but I've got to tell you, when they have bank written and then they have like the $sign on the money bag.
You know, a lot of people discount that reprint era of X-Men, but it's actually rather important because Marvel could have just given up on that title.
Yeah,
but they didn't. And because they did those reprints, we wound up getting 94 Giant Size X-Men 95 in the Claremont run, and the rest is history, right? So
you know who said that? Something very similar to that. Roy Thomas said that about 9-ish years ago at a con in, I think, Austin, Texas. It was a smaller con, but he showed up and he talked about that. You know, somebody booed like a reprint era, and he kind of held his hand up and said, you know, a lot of books just get forgotten, you know, and he rattled off 4 or 5 titles that nobody remembered. And he said, the X-Men could have been in that list of titles I just gave you, right? And he said something very similar. Like, they knew that they had stuff in the past that was really good, and there was something with the characters. So they kept it on until they could, you know, figure it out.
All right. So next up, we have X-Men number 79 from 1972. It is a 7.0.
Not to mention, you got these very cool covers. Like, this looks like a Gil Kane cover to me. I'll tell you right now, Gil Kane didn't do this cover for the first story. Also, it turns out Cobalt is not that color of blue.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
My metallurgical nightmare never ended when I was a little kid.
Were they just going through the different elements and just making like different men based on them? They're like, well, DC's got the element, man.
I think based after Iron Man, they just grabbed like a periodic table and decided, well, you know what? It is what it is.
All right. Then we have X-Men number 82 from 1973. It is a 7.0. And we have the one for 40.
Tyrannus Strikes.
All right. And then the last one
These are just this really nice shape, though. Like I said, I almost feel like Alex did like a national treasure thing. Just bombed into a comic museum and said, okay.
All right. So then finally, X-Men number 87 from 1974.
Oh.
Another 7.0. And we've got this one for 40.
I had this on like a pirated t-shirt like in the 90s. I love this cover so much.
All right, let's do a quick Rex cap starting with the Tales of Suspense.
We're good here?
Yeah, we are good, buddy. All right, so here we go. Starting at the top, we have Tales of Suspense number 68 from 1965. It is a 4.5, and we have the one for $25.
Iodine Man hype, nice.
And then,
is it going to be that red color that Mercurochrome was?
All right, next up we have Tales of Suspense number 69 from 1965. This one is a 5.5, and we've got this one for $40. Mill Skills, let me see, 87. Mill Skills, can you do 35, buddy? Let me know, bud. All right, then Tales of Suspense number 70. Thank you, Clayton. All right, so
did you get that on the?
I get this crap for free, dude. I'm the coach. All right, this is a 4.0, and we have the 1 for 20. You got it, Mill Skills. It's yours, buddy. 35.
I meant to ask you, did you like the setup, the softball setup down in Mystic in Myrtle Beach?
I love the fields. I did not like the officiating very much. But yeah, the fields were very nice. The nice little complex.
They take it real seriously down there. Like I didn't realize it. There was one year I was down there, and there was some other youth sport thing.
Yeah,
and like the town really sort of was like
Rock Hill, South Carolina, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rock Hill.
Rock Hill. Cool. You should be embracing.
Well, Rock Hill is entire economy is based on youth sports. They have tennis, they have soccer, they have field hockey. You name it, they have it. I don't have my keys here. The year we were down there, they were turning it into a youth sports mecca.
Wow!
So they had everything, and its proximity to Charlotte Airport makes it very convenient.
It's that. Right? I also think a big part of it too is Myrtle Beach for that part of the country is almost like when our kids would go to like Atlantic City for a big tournament.
Right.
Like they send everybody down there. There's tons of hotels. The beach is
there.
Real
estate is more reasonable, so you can make these big fields.
Yeah.
You say that's a problem. It's like I went to one in the Washington D.C. area in Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is all the fields were all separated, and the hotels were ungodly expensive because you're in the D.C. metro area. So certain things have to make sense. All right. So Tales of Suspense number 70 from 1965.
I agree, Thomas Bishop. Myrtle Beach. I've been to. I think Rex counted. I've been to Myrtle Beach a lot.
At least 5 times in a year.
Yeah.
It's a 4.0, and we have 1 for $20. Then we have Tales of Suspense number 71 from 1965. This one's a real nice one. It's an 8.0, and we have this one for 80.
That's crazy. 8.0, man. Somebody should pick this up because I'll tell you right now, if you see this book at an 8.0 somewhere else, it is not going to be.
All right. Then we had Tales of Suspense number 72 from 1965. It is an 8.5, and we have this one for 90. All right. And then we have Tales of Suspense number 73 from 1965. It is a 7.5, and we have this one for 90. Then we have
Villainous Black Knight, man. I have to admit, I kind of like. I've always been a sucker for these kind of Silver Age covers with like the down angle. You know what I mean? The way because they have to put a lot of detail, but subtle detail, in the background because the way they have they present it in the foreground. Really cool cover.
Lyle, yeah, I know. The death toll keeps going up. It's tragic what happened to Maui.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. All right, then we had Tales of Suspense number 74. Did I do that one? 8.5. We have the 1 for 90.
I'll sleep.
Then we had Tales of Suspense number 82 from 1966. It is an 8.5, and we have the 1 for 85. Then Tales of Suspense number 83 from 1966 is a 4.5, and we have this one for 20. All right. Then we did Tales of Suspense number 87. Number 87 from 1967.
Very cool, Clayton J. Very cool.
Is an 8.0, and we have this one for 40. Then we did Tales of Suspense number 88 from 1967. It is an 8.5, and we have one for 65.
Swordsman, Power Man, Villain. Hey, they visited Swordsman in the Hawkeye.
You're welcome,
Christmas
Clayton
special.
J. I'm glad you got it, buddy. All right. So then Tales of Suspense number 89 from 1967. It is an 8.0, and we have one for 50.
The Melter. I always feel like they sort of was this character created during like Assistant Editors Month. The Melter, like honestly, somebody, it must have been like 10:30 at night after a 15-hour day.
Bring your kid to school night.
It's the Melter. Fine.
I just heard he makes a really good grilled cheese. Is what
I know, right? I was like, if you're going to do that, then take like the Venture Brothers approach. Give the guy like a waffle iron.
All right, then we had X-Men number 67 from 1970. It's a 6.5, and we have that one for 75.
I guess it shouldn't bother me, but the Juggernaut in pants is just I don't know when they started doing that.
I wonder if that's a color error or if it's like did he wear those? And I just noticed Human Torch is on this cover, so that's pretty cool too.
I feel disturbed that you guys are this concerned. All right.
He's just a Juggernaut. He should have a pair of pants.
Let's move on, Kyle. X-Men number 68 from 1971, 7.0. And we have this one for 50.
Stop the Sentinels.
All right. And then we had let me say 71. Oh, X-Men number 71 from 1971. And okay, this is not a cover scan. Thank you, Kyle. We have this one for 40. And it is a 7.0.
CJ said it's Joey's summer outfit.
Yeah, right.
Maybe if that came out in the summer, I could kind of understand. Weren't the X-Men bi-monthly at that point?
All right. I don't know. All right.
It's the summer issue.
Who knows? Maybe the penciler was in Hawaii.
That would have been cool. You know what? If he'd have been in those shorts, he should have been in flip-flops, like metal Juggernaut flip-flops.
All right. Then we have X-Men number 79 from 1972. The one we have is 7.0, and we have 430.
Gil Kane cover. I kind of, I like this cover a lot. This is what you expect in the Silver Age X-Men, I guess. Right?
All right. So then we have X-Men number 82 from 1973. It is a 7.0, and we have the one for 40. And that does it for the Rex Cat. All right. So we got to go to our next break. We will
Did
be
we
back.
not have an X-Men 87?
Oh, Mill Skills picked it up.
Okay.
But thank you for finding the photos,
Thank
Kyle.
you.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, I was getting ready to come show it again, and then he had them, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Kyle was so frightened by your close-up that he said, you know what, I'm gonna find those pics online.
Oh man, I better hit up Google.
Poor Kyle, he won't be able to sleep tonight. He can't rub that image out of his mind.
The truth is that I had to go into CLZ anyway to see which ones I needed. So it was pretty easy to save them off and send them from my phone.
Kyle, I like my explanation a lot better.
I was just saying, I spend a lot of money on these shirts so that they're entertaining for people.
But the truth is, I was just shopping.
Yeah, but John's scary face probably didn't hurt.
I forget who was the first person to mention it, but while we're on break, I'm going to go speak to the publisher. And find out what happened.
You mentioned it. You keep mentioning it. Okay.
No, someone else mentioned it the last. I mean, I knew Dynamite did the Spirit. I didn't know if it was their last. I didn't know if that's his last appearance.
So, John may or may not be back after the break. We're not really sure. If you hear sirens in the background, then the answer is probably no. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Stay with us.
Why was Princess Zelda sad after watching a bunch of YouTube videos? She couldn't find a link in the description. We'll stop if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's super easy. Click subscribe and click the bell when you do. And thanks for supporting the EXP.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you.
Go follow the experience on TikTok at @the_EXP1 or scan the QR code on the screen. Our TikTok is like everywhere else we are, except you only have to deal with us for a minute. Seems like a win-win to me. According to a statistic that I just made up, people spend 4 hours a day changing the television channel. People who watch The Experience don't do that. Save yourself a ton of time by tuning into The Experience and enjoying our new original programming 7 days a week. And then tell your friends. Think about the money they could save on batteries in the remote alone just by tuning into The Experience. Find out more by scanning the QR code below.
All right, we're back. All right. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm probably going to give Spider-Man away anyway. Don't worry about it.
Give it away anyway.
All right.
How many likes are we at right now?
What's that?
How many likes are we at right now?
I don't know. Can you see that? I don't
see what.
How many likes there are?
36, it looks like.
5.
35? Okay.
Oh, okay.
We just need 5 more, y'all.
Mine says 37. I don't know why.
Are you watching? Are you watching this
says
video?
37. There's a lag.
Yeah, I'm watching the actual live YouTube stream.
After Friday
So we're at
night.
38. So
Nice.
that's good enough close enough for government work. All
I'll
right.
tell you what I did for the benefit of our viewers. I stormed into the publisher's office, and Dynamite does not have the rights to. I don't know. Like I said, the last clear memory of the Spirit I have was a Spirit Rocketeer thing, and I'm guessing that's IDW. But you know, if anyone knows.
IDW's been doing Rocketeer for a long time now, right? Yeah.
I'm super happy with that. Rocketeer is. I have like a very small group of characters, 2, 3, 4 that I live and die with. Rocketeer is one of them. I can't complain. IDW's done a good job. I don't, they're trying their best.
The new one was good. I think it's called The Great Race, I think, but it was pretty good. It was solid. It's basically the Rocketeer versus a bunch of Nazi Rocketeers, which is super fun. And one of my favorite things about it is they keep the Dave Stevens stuff in print. Like it's available to get. And that's excellent. And they have an artist edition of it too, which is amazing.
Yeah. So, all right, looks like we reached 40, so it's a dead giveaway anyway. There you go.
There it is.
Thank you, Jay.
The IDW series was 2013. Dynamite had it and published something in 2015 and 2017. And then Wikipedia has no update after that. So it's entirely possible. It's just nowhere.
What if Frank Miller Presents gets it?
Oh!
You know what would be better than Frank Miller doing a Spirit movie? Frank Miller doing a Spirit comic book. I'll tell you that.
If somebody has Frank Miller's number on speed dial, why don't you text him, tell him to jump in the chat, and we can discuss it.
All right. So make sure that everybody got their hashtag in for the slab. And then we're giving away the ASM 27. All right, because we reached 40, and we're going to do this one in this half hour, just so we leave a little time for the slab.
Exactly. Frank Miller Presents. Just send me a bill. Just hit my credit card. I'm happy to. I don't care if that book's $100. I'm happy to get it.
All right. So I saw Ron in here earlier. Hopefully, he's still here with us. All right. So I'm going to throw a sketch cover up.
I'm talking about Bass Reeves, the real life character, U.S. Deputy Marshal. That was the basis for the Lone Ranger. And there's going to be a TV show coming up. So
really?
Yeah. So I'm assuming when Ron is going to be looking might already have a commission of Bass Reeves. So I'm very curious about that.
I just want to say real quick to Thomas, I'm glad you like the Spirit movie. I am. I'm happy for you.
I like the Spirit movie, and it was one of those things that just got bagged, and everyone agreed it was terrible. And I'm like, well, hold on. I do not consent. I do not agree at all. I love that movie. It's like the Phantom. Oh, Billy Zane, this and that. Billy Zane is a cool dude, and I like that movie.
All right, so we have Star Trek Green Lantern, the Spectrum War #1, signed with Kirk Spock cover sketch, a famous, I think this is the TV Guide, the image.
Yes.
By our buddy Paul Maitland, who was in the house a little earlier.
Paul, if you're still here, wow. That's all I have to say is wow.
Suggested retail of $149.99, and I know I didn't send this to you, Kyle. We're going to do it tonight for $66.19
for the year Star Trek.
Yes, sir. The original series. You got it, buddy.
Yeah, Steve Vendetta. Stephen Mooney is sort of, I don't know, like picked up the flag, if you want to use that term, for the Rocketeer. One of the things I really like about it, Stephen Mooney, people know him from Half Past Danger, and of course he's done stuff for Dynamite. But
didn't he do some work on Sheena? Didn't he?
Yes,
recently. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, new Sheena comic coming. It was on FOC today, edited by my buddy Joe Corallo. So everybody needs to check that.
Fatal Exam. Looking forward to that. One of the things I like is that Stephen Mooney understands that being the Rocketeer in 1939, was very different than being the Rocketeer in World War II. In
Right.
1944, and I kind of, because they did like the Rocketeer at War thing, and there's like a subtle difference. 1939, everything is still kind of carefree. You know what I mean? Once the war starts, the Rocketeer's job is like very different. You know what I mean? He goes from being, happy-go-lucky test pilot to now he's like an OSS asset.
Right.
You know what I mean? Literally, guy with a jetpack.
All right, so let's jump to incentives that were new last week. All right, here we go. So we've got Amazing Spider-Man Volume 6, number 31, 125 ratio. It's the Jim Chung variant. It is trading currently for 25, and we have it available for 20.
This is, to me, Jim Chung giving his best, like, Steve Ditko energy here.
Yeah.
Like, I love this cover. I love that angle on that logo. I love the tiny eyes. Like, it looks Jim Chung, but it looks more like him influenced by Ditko. I love this cover.
Yeah, the webbing, the underarm webbing, which is always, I know some Spider fans hate it, some Spider-Man fans love it.
40 likes. Am I right?
We do.
We have.
So that means another giveaway, right?
No, we have the giveaway.
We
do have the giveaway.
Yes.
Is there just one or is there two?
Well, there's a slab too.
Okay.
Okay.
Kyle,
looks like you may be losing the best hair category in a minute.
That tone that Amy had is the tone I have almost every time Nick emails me.
I wonder what will happen if we get to 50 likes. I'm curious.
Hey, Kyle, put a hat on, buddy. Put a hat on, okay? We don't want you pulling your hair out.
I'm already bald, so I'd have to pull out my face hair.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. That would totally wipe you out of the best beard contest.
This is why Nick is always so happy to see me, because you guys are always so hard on him.
I think that this is some conspiracy by Robbie to stand alone in the best hair category.
Oh,
I believe that. I think he's texting Nick right this minute. Hey, Nick, we need another giveaway. I think this is happening right now. I think Robbie will do anything to win this category. Okay,
here we go. This was,
and he will totally push poor Kyle under the bus.
The
okay?
comic,
bury Kyle under his barbecue. Okay, never to be seen again.
Scroll back a little bit, because we were talking before about the 60s in DC and the titles or whatever.
Dude, that's too far back.
Somebody went. No, it's not. Just click back.
How far back?
It's right there. Going back to earlier, Stevie B.
Okay.
He found DC 60s shared title. House of Secrets, which we sort of kind of guesstimated, featuring Eclipso and Prince Ramen. Not the Noodle Ruler, but
Prince Ramen. I was about to say, like, that's a comic I could read. I'd be down for that. That'd be great.
Imagine that.
Second giveaway. Okay.
Yes, no.
It is a second giveaway.
Okay. Very cool, Stevie B. I had a feeling if there was, it was going to be like in a horror book. Right, I think Robbie said that too. That seemed to be the most likely where they did that stuff. You know, you don't get a lot of books with horror that they tend to be, I guess, more anthologies than they do. Like Midnight Suns is a teen book. I mean, they did Dracula, Werewolf, but I think especially DC, you tended to get more like of these anthology books, House of Mystery, or something like that.
All right, then next up, we've got Ghost Rider, Wolverine, Weapons of Vengeance, Alpha. 150 ratio. It's the Frank Miller Virgin variant. Trading for 125, and we've got the one for 100.
Oh,
we were having this conversation last night on Rock and Robbie Live, and when this cover came out, a lot of people are like, "Oh, Frank Miller, he's lost it, this or that," and I'm like, "No, he hasn't." Right? Like, this isn't my favorite Wolverine image by Frank Miller by far, right? But I'm still so fascinated by it because it's all correct. It's there. It does come across as dynamic. What I'm fascinated with is Frank Miller, especially since the Sin City days on, has been really obsessed with like trimming down the line work to like how much can I convey with little line, right? Because if you look at Sin City original artwork, he's building all of those figures. It is detailed. He goes in and erases all that detail, right? Look at those claws. Those are just triangles, but they read exactly what they're supposed to be doing, which is the curved claws coming at you. I don't know. I love everything Frank Miller does.
Milk Skills. I know you're not a fan of this cover, buddy.
Somebody uses, and I can't remember which issue of Sin City it is, but there's an issue of Sin City where it looks like he worked for an entire day on the creases and folds in Marv's pants. Because Marv wears suit pants, right?
Yeah.
And suit pants are a little bit more, It looked like Frank Miller took an entire day on those pants.
Hey, mate, too. Let me finish up the incentives, and we'll go back to the X-Men that are still available. All right, buddy? All right, so next up, we got Ghost Rider, Wolverine, Weapons of Vengeance, Alpha 1/100, George Perez Virgin, Hidden Gems. Trading for 175, and we have it for 125.
Man, those claws are long. I know every Wolverine artist kind of has their different take on the shape and length of the claws, but wow.
All right.
Yeah.
Then next up, we have Star Wars Return of the Jedi, Max Rebo, 1/100, Ryan Brown Virgin variant, trading for 140, and we have it available for 100.
One of the jokes at the shop last week on Wednesday, New Comic Book Day, when this book dropped was, "Oh, Max Rebo, the Star Wars comic everybody's been asking for."
Well, I was reading one of the Instagram accounts, and they were talking about, you can say that they're not running out of Star Wars content, but basically they use this book. It is Max Rebo in a book.
Well, it's the 40th anniversary of Jedi, right? So yeah, they're milking all of it. I think it's fine.
Robbie, did you read it?
No.
It's not as much about Max Rebo as you would think.
Interesting.
It's kind of Max Rebo is the fly on the wall of the cantina.
Ah.
And sort of, hey, there's Greedo. I wonder if he's going to get shot in the head in a minute.
Oh, that's really cool. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like discount anybody's favorite stuff, but I don't take Star Wars books seriously. It's not like they're Star Trek. You know what I'm saying? So,
all right.
Shots fired.
Finally,
oh.
All right. Finally, we have Superman Annual 2023, 125 ratio, Edwin Gallman, trading for 25, and we have it for 15.
That's a great cover right there.
Yeah. So when you go to DC and you're trying to get to be a cover artist, an editor must say to you, look, you have to make him look as heroic as possible, and that's what will put you on a book. Because, it's kind of established now. Like, almost every cover has to be like the hero shot.
All right, so make two. All right, we're going to go back to what we have left, the X-Men. All right, so starting at the top, we have X-Men number 67 from 1970. It is a 6.5. And we've got it for 75.
Well, Thomas, I'd say the Thrawn stuff is probably notable because they're putting it in Ahsoka in 2 weeks, I think it is.
Right.
And I see that Collecting Dude mentioned that Max Rebo book is actually kind of hot right now because I guess it's got some first appearances, so that's pretty cool.
Oh.
I just joke about the Star Wars stuff, guys. Everybody accuses me of not liking Star Wars, which is ridiculous to me because I love Star Wars.
He's got to have somebody go out there and start his car.
All right. So then we had X-Men number 68 from 1971. It's a 7.0. And we have the one for 50.
Rex, did you love that? We didn't even comment on Juggernaut's lack of pants that last time. Just so you know,
I moved real fast. That's why.
I got to tell you, man, that's going to keep me up.
X-Men number 71 from 1971. And we've got, it is a 7.0. And we have the one for 40.
I am, by the way, just so confused by this cover. Like, it took me a minute to realize that maybe there were like 3 different images going on. I was like, what's the thing doing there?
I know, right? It's sort of like this split level. I don't know if the bank is above ground and this other thing is taking place underground. I'm just trying to, you know what I mean?
Marcus says Professor X always has a migraine. He's always like, ah.
They missed the point not having Excedrin be a sponsor for the X-Men. And he's just always, Excedrin headache.
All right. Then we had X-Men number 79 from 1972. It is a 7.0, and we have the one for 30.
That's an interesting approach to Kirby Crackle. Look at that.
It is. And I noticed that too. I'm guessing it's Gil Kane had this sort of his interpretation of Kirby Crackle, and it's really cool. It's super evident in a What If issue, volume 1.
Right.
Can't think of the name of it, but where all the Avengers are in Iron Man armor. And Gil Kane decides, I'm going to show you my version of Kirby Crackle in every repulsor blast.
Yeah,
so
that's like issue 3 or 4. It's within the first 5 issues.
the first 5 issues. And it was like, what if, everybody was sort of, you know what I mean? And he does this thing where it's this great scene where Iron Man takes on the Hulk and he gets him trapped in like mud so he can't plant his feet to get out, and he lights him up with like every erg of power in the suit. And the way Gil Kane draws that, I haven't seen. And I mean, everybody does Kirby Crackle sort of as a homage or whatever. I don't know if I've seen anybody do the Kane Crackle. I really haven't.
It was on this show that Mariano revealed to us the pencil eraser trick to Kirby Crackle.
The Kirby Crackle.
That was nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So last one, X-Men number 82 from 1973. It is a 7.0, and we have that one for 40.
I love how that big dude on the cover there looks like one of the Easter Island monuments, right? Like, I love that. Yeah.
All right.
Somebody was watching like Jacques Cousteau and figured, well, this monster's going in.
Let's do the one cover sketch. Star Trek Green Lantern, the Spectrum War #1, signed with Kurt Spock cover sketch. The famous TV guide photo by Paul Maitland. It's just retail $149.99, and we have it for $66.19.
These were a lot of fun. You kind of there was this period where you had Green Lantern, Star Trek, Planet of the Apes. They kind of did a couple different series here. I know not everybody liked them. They were a lot of fun. If you were a Star Trek fan, they were fun. If you were a Planet of the Apes fan, they were fun. And, I'm not the most hardcore Green Lantern fan, although he is my favorite DC character. I even thought it was fun as a Green Lantern fan. I never understood the hate that those books got. Oh, it's a money grab. I'm like, hold on a second. Isn't everything?
So, all right. So what we're going to do is, Kyle, when you're ready, let's do this. Let's spin the wheel for the ASM number 27. This is our first giveaway of the night since we reached over 40 likes. All right, so Kyle's going to spin that wheel, and then in the last half hour, we will do the slab drawing that we've done all week long for reaching 2,000 subscribers. And actually, we're giving away, we were going to give 20 away. Now we're giving away 21 because we reached 2,100 so quickly. All right, so here we go. Anytime you're ready, Kyle.
Good luck, everybody.
Kyle's going to spin that wheel. And we've got JD Berry. Congratulations, buddy. You are the winner. All right, cool. All right, so now that we've done that drawing, and JD, lucky man you. All right, somebody want to call Screech in, or otherwise known as Ugly Amy, for his book?
Shouldn't he be watching the show? And shouldn't he see you calling him now?
I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if he's watching the show.
I want to address something that Stevie B asked me directly. I did like Frank Miller's Loki cover. I really did. But there's an upcoming Daredevil cover and a Silver Surfer cover and a Hulk cover by him that I love. So far, though, out of all the covers, Moon Knight and Blade have been my favorites. Frank Miller did a Blade cover. That's like a dream come true to me, y'all.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Mill's skills. Okay, this last one wasn't so hot though. I know it's trading people.
I'm almost feeling like I haven't seen the Loki one because that one's not ringing the bell.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but I'm talking about
good. It's like Loki's head's at the bottom, but the horns go all the way up to the logo. It's a really striking cover. It's really good. I like it.
It wasn't popping into my head for a second. I was like, wait a minute, what?
All right, so I guess I'm gonna. Oh, there he is. He was watching. All right, so 7:22. You got a few minutes to get started before we have to go to our last and final break. All right, so
it's the fastest segment of the show.
Alex will be telling us what he is bringing us. It is a DC day.
He's high.
So we
energy.
did
we
ASM.
Jacked up on Mountain Dew.
We did ASM, and then we did X-Men, and now we are doing DC Comics Presents.
Oh wow, cool.
Robbie, have you seen Demeter yet?
No, I've fallen behind on my movies, but I got to see Mutant Mayhem. I got to see that. is I think Gran Turismo is out or it's about to come out.
Yeah, it's about to come out. I heard.
Yeah.
I think
that looks pretty cool. I've heard some good things
that's
about
Wednesday or Thursday.
It does look cool. And what's crazy is, it's based on a true story. This is the first time ever, I think, that the stunt driver, the stunt man, is the actual dude who the story is based on, which I think is cool.
I got to tell you, I used to play that game.
I'm guessing the number of people that could do that role are pretty small, like the stunt driving, right? Because,
yeah, how many
people have those skills?
All right. So Tom Bishop was not impressed with Oppenheimer. I have not seen that yet.
So Thomas, you telling me you didn't like Oppenheimer, but you love the Spirit movie? Okay, cool. Interesting.
The Oppenheimer movie
and
is
to translate for everybody out there that may be their first time watching the show, Robbie actually does not think that's cool, but he likes sarcasm and potential vote for best hair. He's refrained from actually saying what he really thinks.
No, I'm just teasing, bro. Thomas, please vote for me for best hair.
And you heard it on the EXP first. Robbie hates Star Wars.
Oh,
okay,
no,
that happened earlier. I'm practicing misinformation.
Next week, Alex and Amy will be doing this show, and we'll be over at the brewery.
There
Remember
you go.
when we did a show?
We're all gone.
Not a bad idea. I'm ready for the brewery.
Thank you. Yeah, for some reason I did not remember seeing this. Yeah, I get maybe people too stylistic. They didn't like it or whatever.
I love that because Frank Miller's like, my Loki is that old, gnarly, ugly Loki.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. He remembers when Loki wasn't, all Tom Hiddleston, James Bond. Look how cool I am. There was a time where Loki was, kind of not a good-looking dude.
Demeter. I haven't heard of that movie. Have I?
It's the latest Dracula movie. Demeter is the name of the ship.
Okay.
It's based on that one chapter in the book, which I think is cool.
Where he's traveling from Transylvania to London.
That's a very cool idea. I just think
that was a tremendous book. I mean, the novel itself by Bram Stoker was just so well written.
I'm just going to say
my favorite novel of all time, Rex. My favorite novel.
I gotta admit,
I don't mean it in a horrible way, but Demeter is probably a movie best seen on like Shudder.
Agreed, Kyle. That's what we'll do. But yeah, I loved it. I had to read it for high school, and it was one of the few books I read in high school that I really loved. All right, so we're gonna hop to the break early. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Oh, that's Kyle who said that. Okay, yeah, we're on the break early.
Yeah, that's what that means.
I didn't know for a second. I thought that was just
guy who leads in the chat that goes.
Imagine being at a convention and going to an interview panel that's just for you. No bustling crowds, no hours-long lines, just you, the moderator, and your favorite comic book creators. Well, this is pretty much that. Miss Jen sits down every week with 2 comic book creators for a live stream interview about their latest work, and you can ask them whatever you want. It's Talking Shop, Mondays at 5 Eastern on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
Did you know that every Experience show, including some exclusive content, streams on Twitch? Check it out, twitch.tv/the_EXP. Or just scan that QR code. Do you remember what it was like when you were a little kid and you got a letter in the mail? Now imagine that letter was filled with information about your favorite shows, pop culture questions, links to things you're going to want to see later, and even sneak peeks at upcoming programming here on The Experience. That's what the EXP mailing list is. Every week, we send you sneak peeks, information, and all of the relevant links for all of the shows you want to see. Sign up now on our website or scan the QR code that's on your screen right now. Programming on the EXP is made possible by viewers like you, or your local comic shop, or that Kickstarter you backed, or the publisher you like, or comic industry professionals who want to share a message with the world. Really, anyone who wants to advertise with us can. If you're interested in seeing a product you know and love, or are creating, or are publishing, or are involved with, advertised here on The Experience, and having your message shared with our viewers, please reach out by scanning the QR code below or visiting our website and using the contact form.
and nobody's back. Actually, that's hysterical. Rex will be back next week because he's been pulled off the show. No, I'm just kidding. Rex was removed at the request of Comcast.
Yeah. I'm the one insulting everybody's movie taste in the chat, by the way, and Rex is the one that gets removed. I love it. But it's time for my favorite segment lately. As much as I love Rex and John, Alex going through these comics from my childhood, my formative reading years, I've been loving it so much.
You know what? I love this. I think Rex is going to wind up doing this or Rex and I are going to do it. Alex actually has real stuff to do. I know I always make it seem like people are just waiting on pause until we do the show, but these people, I think Alex is actually doing like a real project, so we're going to wind up reading this stuff off. I'm not sure what all this stuff is for, though. We'll figure it out. Ideally, someone will just buy out the whole set, and then we won't have to.
So is Alex not even here yet, too? Is that what's going on? It's just me and you,
Alex
John?
popped in, brought the books, but he's in the middle of another project. And
Okay.
I think him and Rex are kind of figuring out, you have the prices
All
for
right.
these?
Yeah, that's why I had to print out another list.
Okay.
Right. I'll tell you one thing about the Spirit movie. There's
I don't know. Oh, go ahead.
there's a moment I love in that Spirit movie where, see, Samuel L. Jackson plays what? The octopus, right?
The octopus, yeah.
And he's like, I'm the octopus. I got 8 of everything. And he pulls out extra guns. Like, I love that bit, man. So good.
Samuel L. Jackson makes everything good. He just does. I saw a thing where they're like, his name is attached to like, $1 zillion in box office. And I'm like, yeah, rightfully so.
We were talking about the Polly Pocket movie they greenlit after Barbie's success, and we were all like rolling our eyes. But if they were like Polly Pocket starring Samuel L. Jackson, we'd all be like, yeah.
Right there. Yeah, there's...
Lyle, you're right. It's very close to my nap time, actually bedtime. All right, so
people who watch the Transformers movie, and I'm not saying that the Transformers movie was a great watch. You can just check it out on cable or whatever. But at the end, there's like a little kind of semi-post-credit scene that everybody's talked about. And you see Hasbro jumping into the multiversing thing where with G.I. Joe. And I think you're going to see between that and you're going to see Barbie, I think you're going to see a lot of toy movies. There's a generation of people that think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as toys. So I think we're going to see a lot of movies from toys and cartoons of our childhood.
all right, so we got a whole short box in here, so we are going to blow through these, all right? So this is DC Comics Presents Superman Deadman number 24. All right. And a little sticky is the price. So this one is $8.
If anybody's not familiar, this is a Superman team-up book that was awesome. Like, really good stuff, self-contained one-and-done stories with some really great talent.
All right.
Superman Deadman's a weird team-up, too. That's like a little bit.
Now we got Superman and the Phantom Stranger, number 25. All right, here we go. And we have, John Spilios is claiming the Deadman one.
Where do you want me to write?
Nice.
Right next to, so it's number 24. Yeah, that's why I made them big wide rows, buddy, because we're old guys and you're writing as small as you can. I wear bifocals, bro. I got to read that later. Write big. Use up the whole line, brother.
Preston wants number 25.
All right. So Preston wants number 25. You got it, Preston. So I should probably pull these off, huh?
This one.
All right. So these
2 in, 2 sold. This is awesome.
That's it. That's a phenomenal.
We need to take a break. That's 2 in a row.
You.
I don't want to ruin my 1,000 batting average. So
is this better?
TJ, I'm sorry. Preston beat you by a couple seconds, buddy.
You're like that baseball player you're like that guy gets called up to the show finally. He gets 1 hit. He's like, I retire.
I retire, man. I'm done. All right.
Hey, Don Johnson, what's going on?
So now we have Superman and Manhunter from Mars, number 27. Okay. First, can you even read that?
Mongol. Oh, first Mongol.
All right,
that's dope, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say first Mongol. Mongol is going to be in supposedly
that's
the next.
Dope. The young people don't say that anymore, Robbie. I know that.
Say
my
what?
daughter told me. So.
Oh, that's gnarly, man.
All right, claim number 27, John Spilios. You got it, buddy.
I didn't even know the price. I was waiting to hear the price. John, what's wrong with you?
Sorry.
Come on.
$30.
All right, John, you can have it.
All right. Next up is number 28. It's Superman and Supergirl. Okay. And another Mongol appearance. This one's 28, and we've got this one for $10.
Super cool.
Wow, who's doing that cover?
I don't know.
Marcus said Jim Starlin? What?
Maybe.
There were so many great creators that were on this book throughout its entire thing. Spilio's on fire tonight, y'all. He just claimed 28.
Ooh, excuse me. You're claiming 28 too. You got it, John. Big John. Now, the only danger, John, Big John, is whether or not John Cole can write in legible fashion that I'll be able to read it.
Tell us what it is.
Okay, you should be okay, John. He went with my advice and wrote real big, like he probably writes at home, too.
You think I write at home? I have a wife for that. I'm not, the only thing I sign are checks.
And that's how I know that John's wife never watches this show, ever. No. All right. So now we got number 29, Superman and the Spectre.
Oh, we were talking about Spectre.
One for $8.
Oh, I like that cover, man.
All right. Preston is claiming number 29.
If you would have told me that the most popular thing tonight would have been DC Comics Presents, I would have been like, no. This is awesome. I love it. These are some of my first comics. I
was right. It's 2023. Who still writes like it's the olden times?
All right. Next up, we have number 30, Superman and Black Canary. Just trying to find a place where the little
Justice in Fishnets.
And we've got this one for $5.
Wow. Someone's going to fill their collection for $5.
Justice in Fishnet sounds like an adult film I watched a couple weeks ago.
No, I always wanted that to be the crossover between Zatanna and Black Canary.
Right,
Justice in Fishnet.
Preston is claiming 30. You got it, Preston.
Preston keeps sniping TJ just like right
excellent
there.
Notes, by the way.
Slow down. I got to turn the page.
All right. So we'll be back in 30 minutes with John.
I haven't turned pages in years. Slow down a minute. No.
All right. So then we have number 31, Superman and Robin. All right.
Robin upgrading and finding out what it's like to fly in first class.
Yeah, right. All right. No worries, Triple B. All right. So then next up we have, let's see, number 32, Superman and Wonder Woman.
This is actually the world's finest.
All right. Then we have number 33.
Is that a newsstand edition, I think, 32?
It is. That is
TJ
correct.
wants 32.
All right, TJ, you got it, buddy. He wants 32. All right. And right now, 31 is still available, just so everybody knows. The one with Robin. Everybody hates Robin, apparently. Because nobody picked, everyone else is sold, but not this one.
Everyone hates Robin. That's my name, y'all. Come on.
Well, between two of you, he hates Batman, you hate Robin. All right, so number 33, Superman versus Shazam. Okay,
nice.
The movie The Rock did not want to see. So number 33, and we've got this for $8.
Otherwise known as Black Adam Part 3, which never happened.
I hate to say it, but in 2022, 2021, when this movie's getting made, Black Adam is infinitely more interesting than
John
Captain
Spilios
Marvel.
is claiming 33. All right. Another movie that The Rock did not want to see is number 34. It would be Superman and the Shazam family.
Oh, God.
And we got this one for $7. Sorry, Preston.
I'm going to go back and get my whole family.
Buy a second, buddy. But we got number 34 now, if you want the entire Shazam family. Okay? I trust me, this is the issue that made Dwayne The Rock Johnson puke up his lunch.
World's most famous Captain Marvel Jr. fan?
You throw this in front of Dwayne Johnson, he gets triggered. Right. He's just like, oh.
Preston, obviously not a Dwayne Johnson fan, is picking up number 34.
Do we know who the world's most famous Captain Marvel Jr. fan was?
Who?
Elvis.
Really?
There's a whole thing about how Elvis brought Captain Marvel Jr. comics to his costume maker and said, "I want my jumpsuits to look like this."
Oh, that's cool.
There's pictures in magazines
That
where
explains the cape.
the capes, the whole bit.
Well, you know, Jim Neighbors' catchphrase "Shazam" was a product of him reading Captain Marvel on the set of Andy Griffith and them working it in.
There's a picture of Gomer Pyle sitting there reading.
A lot of
the
people,
first dozens of episodes, he read them in every episode.
a lot of people don't realize this. Shazam, Captain Marvel at the time, was incredibly popular. Like outsold Superman for a while, I think.
Yeah, I think that's why DC decided we better buy this because this is no good.
All right, so hold on.
What are we up to? DC Comics 35?
Preston claimed 34. You got that one, right? All right, so then we have 35, Superman and Man-Bat. And we've got this one for $7. John hates Batman, but he loves
I
Man-Bat.
love Man-Bat. There's a world somewhere where Man-Bat is doing its 500th issue.
Explain that one to me.
That's really cool. I'd love to have this whole run just to read them. They're so good.
Well, then stop doing it. Just send them to Robbie with a bill. Don't read all this stuff.
No, thank you. I'll let everybody else get a shot.
All right. Then we have number 36, Superman and Starman.
Nice.
Which version of Starman is it? Oh, the guy with the stick?
Mm.
Yes.
It's Michael, right? That's Michael, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it is.
All right.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Then we have Superman and Hawkgirl, number 37. Obviously, these are all priced to move.
Yeah, this is a chance for people to kind of fill in those spots. And
Ooh, this is a good one.
the Man-Bat one is cool. I might have to buy that if nobody else does.
Number 38, Superman and the Flash. And we've got this one for $8.
Nice.
All right, so John is claiming 37. Okay,
37?
you got it, John.
37 in a row?
Try not to buy 38 on your way out.
All right.
Preston wants 38.
All right, Preston, you got it, buddy. So Preston is taking 38. Cool. All right, so then we have number 39, Superman and Plastic Man.
Yeah, Lyle just said it too.
What?
Elvis is taking care of business. The lightning bolt is taken from Captain Marvel Jr.'s outfit. There's like a whole thing about this. At first, I thought that was like, just like an urban legend or in comics or whatever. But no, apparently he was like a hardcore Captain Marvel Jr. fan.
Yeah, I didn't know that, Lyle. That's really interesting stuff. I did, taking care of business, and that was his big motto. He gave
There's
like
an
gave the
Elvis
lightning bolt.
documentary on like Apple TV or Amazon or something, and they talk about all this stuff, like things you didn't know about Elvis. And one of them was his absolute love for this character. Had literally hundreds and hundreds of comics in multiple homes. Like he would buy the same book over and over again because, well, I don't have it in this house in Florida, or I don't have it here in Las Vegas.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, I've done that. So.
All right, so then we have number 39, Superman and Plastic Man. All right, and this one we got for $5.
I want that one, Rex.
All right, so that one is claimed by
Sorry, y'all.
Rockin' Robbie. All right, so then we've got number 40. It is Superman and Metamorpho. I always thought he was kind of a weird character. And
Preston wanted the 39. Preston can have the 39. Preston can have it.
All right, so cross out Rockin' Robbie and put Preston in.
This could be written a little smaller. Sorry, man.
I know somebody who works at a comic shop. I'm sure I can get a copy of 39. So,
all right.
You need to start going through your dollar bins and telling me if you have any copies of the Man-Bat comic, the very short-lived Man-Bat comic.
Good one, Marcus. All right, so Superman and Metamorpho. Okay.
That almost sounds like a skit done by like the Wayans brothers, and I'd buy that right now.
Metamorpho.
I totally just take my money.
I gotta tell you, Marcus has some gems. He has some gems, that's for sure. All right, so then we've got Superman and the Joker. This is number 41.
That's bizarre.
It is somewhat.
That's a weird team up.
All right.
So that's a good one. I've read that one. That one's really good.
Well, especially considering what happened in Injustice. I'm suddenly This should be included with the newest version of Injustice.
All right, and then we have
Hold
number.
on, did somebody take 40?
Hold on. No.
Nobody bought 40? Okay.
No. This will be easy to do the Rex cap. I'll just pick them up. All right. So now we got number 42. It's Superman and the Unknown Soldier.
Oh,
Got this one for $5.
That's kind of a wild. That's kind of weird too.
that's really cool, though, man. Is what that
It's
is.
all right, Preston. He gave it to you, buddy.
Yeah,
You can
Preston,
have
you got it, man. You got it, bro.
TJ, hold on a
Preston
second.
wants 42.
All right, Preston wants
Is it Preston or
42.
TJ?
It's Preston. TJ, I'm sorry, buddy. Preston beat you to it, my man.
Trust me, Preston, I want all of these, so don't worry about me, man. They come into my collections all the time at the shop, so don't
When
worry.
he does the Rex cap, if somebody doesn't buy the Man Bat one, I'm
One of my favorites, there's a Santa Claus team up that is amazing. It's later on in the run, but it's so good.
All right, so now we got number 43. Superman and the Legion of Superheroes. Another John favorite.
I do love the Legion of Superheroes.
I know you do.
This is a newsstand edition too, I think.
It is. You are correct. It's a newsstand edition. We have this one for $5.
Oh, Shadowless on the cover. That's worth $5 alone.
All right.
Preston wants 43.
All right, you got it, Preston. Preston is taking 43. Cool. All right. Now we have number 44, Superman and Dial H for Hero. All right. And we got this one for $5.
You know what one of my favorite things about Dial H for Hero is, and Robbie might appreciate this being a horror fan, there was like a villain version of that where instead of dialing hero, they dialed horror. And
Yeah.
they become different monsters. And I always thought that was the coolest thing.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So now we got number 45, Superman and Firestorm.
I loved Firestorm so much when I was a kid because he had that flame hair. I had the action figure from Superpowers, and his name was Robbie. Come on.
There was
All right. So this one we have for $5. I don't know. He just seemed like such a strange character to me. You know, consisting of two people. You got it, John. All right. So John Spilios is claiming 45.
They did him really well in the Arrowverse, actually.
he was one of the better characters
I
in the
remember that,
Arrowverse.
yeah.
They had a couple different versions too.
All right, so now we have number 46, Superman and the Global Guardians, first appearance of the Global Guardian. So number 46.
Me and John both at the same time were like, who are the Global Guardians?
Guardians. Well, I heard Global Guardians, and I was thinking of the group from Invincible.
No, I remember them. They're like the international Justice
Like
League almost in a way,
Katana,
right?
All
is
right.
this or something?
TJ is claiming 46. All right, you got it, TJ.
Stevie B, I'm missing that too.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right.
Yeah, Alex, I kind of like getting Alex all juiced up on like 3 energy drinks and then having him come in here and go crazy Eddie on the screen.
The kid's going to have a heart attack. Man.
He does look like Crazy Eddie.
We're practically giving them all away.
All right. Preston. Okay, we got 47. All
I
right.
think we're on 48.
48, Superman and Aquaman. And we have this one for $8.
I already have this one, y'all. Have at it. It's great. It's great. It's a good one.
This was the DC Comics Presents. This was a great sort of, you'd had Brave and the Bold, you'd had, some of these other things, but I remember there were some really, really, really good.
All right,
books in
Big
that.
John, 48 you're claiming, right? Got it. You got it, buddy. All right, so then number 50, Superman and Clark Kent. Well, that's going to be an interesting one.
Did I miss 49?
Did Preston not get 47?
Hold on. Preston,
Yeah, he claimed 47, I see.
Yeah.
7.
TJ got 46, Preston got 47, John got 48.
Hold on.
CJ, you shut your mouth. Come on, man. Cyclops is better than Aquaman. You're out of your mind.
Hold on.
In the scale of problematic characters, though, Cyclops may be slightly less problematic than Aquaman.
I was going to say, though, can Cyclops like control mentally any creature with one eye? Because that would be cool.
I'll tell you right
he
now,
definitely has some sort of Stockholm syndrome thing going on with Jean.
Yes, he does. Jean, Scott.
There is no 47.
There's no 47?
There is no 47. Look at the sheet.
I had to add 47 in.
No, we don't have one.
Oh, all right.
Well, there is no 47. Okay.
Somebody claimed 47 before we offered it. That makes sense.
Okay, so there's no 47.
Yeah, there is no 47.
Like at all for tonight?
Yeah, at all.
All right.
It's not on the list.
Collecting dude. Is collecting dude Alex?
Yes.
Okay, Alex, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard anybody on this channel say. That Odysseus is greater than Cyclops.
So the last one we did should have been.
So are we up to
48.
49 now?
No,
That's right. 47 has the He-Man premiere. That's right. That's what it is.
Yeah, 47 is the
Yeah.
He-Man. 48 was bought by John Stilley.
Alex, I don't see a 49 in here. So just letting you know. It jumps to 50.
Well, that was a newsstand edition, and also it's probably whatchamacallit.
What was? So,
CJ, you're breaking my heart, but it's okay. I still love you.
Well, it says there's a 50 here. We don't know.
there is a 50. So it jumps from 46 to 48.
John bought 48. 49
The ones that are missing are the ones on their way to CGC. That's
yeah,
what it
the
is.
ones that are missing are the ones that are at
46,
CGC.
48 is for John Spiller is
Got that.
48. Okay, and 46 went to,
TJ James.
and we're good. Yeah, be careful of the numbers. It's not a complete run as apparently.
Okay.
All right.
So 49 is the one that's off the CGC.
Okay, yeah. So number 50 is Superman versus Clark Kent. Okay, have that one for 5.
Isn't that every
Okay.
issue, really? This
All right.
terrible identity he's been saddled with, keeping him from taking
And you know
over
what?
the
We're gonna
planet.
stop there, folks.
That's it. We're done.
Yep. I'm gonna do a quick recap.
Okay.
Okay, going backwards on 50. Number 50, Superman versus Clark Kent. You can see here.
Most of these have been bought. You don't have a lot to recap.
Nope, I don't. So we're just going to go through real quick. Number 44, and Dial H for Hero. Okay, have that one for $5.
Dilates for horror. Don't be like.
You guys are killing me. All right. Then what John determined was a very weird team up. We have number 41, Superman and the Joker.
Yeah, especially people who've read, watched, or played Injustice. This is very bizarre.
All right. And then we have number 40, Superman and Metamorpho. And we have this one for $5.
That's Metamorpho. That's a different
Yeah, I'm
character,
sorry.
sir.
Metamorpho. Then we have number 36, Superman and Starman versus the Mongol.
Mongol first appearance.
No, I thought the other one was bought was the first appearance.
Yeah, the first appearance is sold.
Okay.
So then we have Superman and Man-Bat,
Ooh,
and I'm guessing this is going to be a John pickup.
that might be John pickup because I.
All right.
Oh wow!
So we're going to put that back in.
Nick almost picked that up.
All right. What do
Is
you guys-
Robbie Roach
you guys-
still here?
I did not know
Robbie
that.
Roach, you still in the house? Hey, John, stop.
Superman and Man-Bat.
Stout, how you doing, buddy? All right, last one.
That's
number
what
I
I-
just have the original
31.
to that.
Superman
Imagine myself.
and Robin. And we have this one for $8. All right.
Play Man-Bat, and give it to John.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh, John, you don't have to do that. Thank you, though.
Wow.
Now, who is that?
John Spilios.
John Spilios. That's super cool, dude.
So
Write that down, would you?
Robbie Roach.
And that comes with the original art, sir? I should write that.
Robbie Roach last week bought we did something with Bueller where, no, not with Bueller. I don't remember where we did it, but it might have been the original art experience. Hey, Robbie. So Robbie bought, I think, a $10 page and donated $10 to William Esner Loebs, if I remember. So I believe
Very
that
cool.
might be the first piece of original art that Robbie bought. After the show, Robbie jumped in to buy these 5 pages.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to congratulate Robbie on starting. I believe he just started buying original art and growing his original art collection. So,
And in
congrats,
doing that,
Rob.
he saved me almost $1,300.
Yeah,
Congrats, Robbie Roach.
Oh,
Thank you
that
for
that last page, Nick, was so awesome. You just showed. Oh my goodness, that one. Yeah, look at that. Wow.
And believe it or not, I love the wrong one. Hold on, I'll show you. My favorite is the bottom of this page. Sinister Six's Venoms,
Oh, that's cool.
right? Wow. So congrats to Robbie Roach, and you saved Kyle $1,250.
Ha. Different
Should
Robbie,
I-
CJ.
Should I tell everybody? Nah. Anyway, no, all kidding aside, yeah, Robbie, we always allow time payments when people need a little time on big purchases. So Robbie bought this and he's picking it up in about 2 months. So congrats to Robbie. So,
Congrats, Robbie.
Ian, I wonder what the payments would be on Alex Comics.
Well done, Robbie. Us Robbies got to stick together. So
right?
Well,
That's very cool.
Well,
That's-
Robbie Roach, I believe, is good friends with our buddy Travis. So that's how we he kind of saw our show starting with our buddy Travis.
oh, he's friends with Bueller. All right, Robbie. I guess you're still okay.
Yeah, don't hold against him.
I think that's kind of what distinguishes the community a little bit. I don't know if you see that on every one of these shows.
Robbie, just one last question. Did you buy art on Bueller and Friday or just Friday? I'm trying to remember. When you get to be my age, you forget whether or not you tied your shoes as you're tripping over the laces. So just asking for a friend.
But you remember
All right.
to do Van Perlen's superpower, so thank you, sir.
Right?
So we have to do the.
You got the big stuff.
You know what I'm surprised that now is everything in front of here what sold or what didn't sell?
Everything that's sold is right here.
Right.
Everything in the box, either in front of the divider, is what we've already gone through but didn't sell.
Okay.
Everything behind the divider we did not get to.
Oh, okay. So that'll be next Wednesday.
It's
Some
fine.
pretty cool
So-
stuff.
It's fine for Nick to touch the books. I don't touch any of the books once Alex organizes.
All I gotta say is
I'm
this.
just like, okay,
I'm
man.
surprised nobody bought the early appearance of Mongol with
Michael is Starman?
Well, somebody picked up the first appearance of Mongol.
yeah, well, I mean, obviously, but the second is cool too. Robbie, seriously. Okay, so it was Friday. No relation to Nikki the Roach. Yeah, I think he's my long distance cousin.
He either works as a singular character.
Huh.
All right, so now we have to, Kyle, if you're ready, we have to spin the wheel for the slab giveaway.
Real quick, Rex. I want the DC Presents Superman Robin. Like, since nobody, I don't think anybody claimed that one, so I want that.
Hold on, which one is that? Do you
Number
remember?
31. It's
31.
right here.
Okay, can you pull that?
That one?
I can't see. It's really tiny on my screen.
You
Is
can't
it got
see it.
Robin on it?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that one.
So 31 goes to
Pretty great covers. This, Ross
Robbie
Andrew.
Bills.
Spilio wants the Starman one too now.
All right, which number is that?
Versus Mongol the Merciless.
Which number is that?
There we go. We got the Alex description. I
36.
love it.
Come on.
They missed him.
Nobody wants Airwaves.
All right, John
Well,
Spilios,
more
you got it,
importantly,
buddy.
Metamorpho, because
All right,
Airwave rode on telephone pole lines. I
all
remember
right,
that
let it go.
character.
They got to do a prize. Come on, everybody wants a prize.
We could just do a whole DC Comics Presents show.
Wait,
I would be down for that, y'all.
31, John Spilios. I'm gonna leave it to you and Robbie to figure that one out, buddy.
Oh, Spilio, you don't have to do that.
All
Well,
right,
I'll
so
allow
the
it.
winner is Albert
Albert
Bales.
Bales.
Hey, Albert,
Congratulations.
hopefully you're still in the room with us. It's very important. Kyle will throw up the link. It is different than our normal submission link.
Oh, is it?
It's
Okay.
specifically for the slab winners, okay?
Yeah.
So it's really important because you got to fill
Thank
it
you,
out
Kyle.
within 24 hours. Otherwise, it goes back into the pool. This is the only way we can, make sure that because last time we did giveaway, we had to chase a bunch of people. So this is just to make sure everybody has enough time. But that if you do not fill out submission form, that will go back into the mix for another show, and somebody else will have a chance to win it. All right.
Congratulations to people who won.
Yes.
People who bought stuff, please remember to fill out your regular submission form. Amy is back.
Yes.
You don't want her to
Actually,
accept.
everybody's been really, really good with
Thank
Amy
you,
gone.
everyone.
So I appreciate everybody.
Robbie,
doing that.
what do you got tonight?
I got nothing tonight. We're off PCP movie night for the next 2 weeks because we're all getting ready for Horror Fest, which
That's
starts
right.
August 26th with Maniac on
We
Dylan's
should do
Horror
a
Show.
pirate PCP fest and just we took over for Robbie. And
I would love to see y'all two do that.
we'll do it like in a dark room with like a flashlight. Robbie can't hear us.
John Spilios, very happy to hear you had a great day at work, buddy. All right.
Oh, he works in every day is a great day at work when you work in a comic book store
Yeah.
or a publisher.
Or are retired and don't really work.
This is the
Anywho,
extent of my work.
hey,
John, thank you very much for the book, man. I really appreciate that. Love Man Bass.
we'll be
Same,
back.
bro.
Wednesday.
Real quick before we go, Albert, if I just want to give you a heads up, if we don't get that form by 5:00 tomorrow, the book will be given away by the end of the day tomorrow. That's kind of the turnaround we're looking at, bud. I don't want to be that guy, but unfortunately, we're running out of books, and we got to get them all given away.
So hopefully he's still in the room and saw that he was a winner.
Yeah, hopefully he saw that.
But other than that, we'll be back Wednesday for our normal show at summer hours at 7.
Kyle, what's next on the experience?
Yeah, what's next tonight, Kyle?
What's next is myself and Bronze Age Nerd at 10:00 debating Kyle's pet peeve: are comic book movies good for comic books?
Oh,
Ooh,
there you go.
there's a loaded topic right there, boy.
I mean, you don't even have to do the show. No.
No, no, don't spoil the show. Robbie, thanks for joining us. Kyle, thanks for pushing the buttons. We'll be back Wednesday at 7.
Yep, Wednesday at 7
And then
Eastern.
Nick, Friday night
Nick
at 7.
will be back with his original art
There's
show.
a ton of other
Had
stuff
some
on the
great
experience.
pieces
Check out
last
those shows.
Friday.
Robbie has to go check out his dollar bins for the
Marcus.
Man Bat comic series from the 70s. So he'll be busy.
But thank you, everyone. Be safe. Robbie, as always, thank you. Kyle, thank you.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We really
All right,
appreciate
we'll
it.
see you guys soon.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.